John Gamer! But a different John Gamer, yes. Player, centerpiece, and star of the game. Hello, and welcome to Foot the Bill, where we audit your favorite media. My name is Trey, and today we're finally auditing David Fincher's 1990s classic. No, not Fight Club. We'll get there soon enough. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No, we're talking about The Game, the single most requested movie we've had since, like, our first week as a channel. And it's here! It's finally here! Our John Gamer today is none other than Nicholas Van Orton, portrayed by the very capable Michael Douglas. Set in the very upscale San Francisco in the chilly year of 1996, The Game spreads its cheeks across the breadth of human society. Upscale, downscale, upstate, downstate. The plot is simple. Nick's brother, played by Sean Penn, buys Nick a gift certificate to a personalized, life-changing game. Which means, yeah, we're technically billing Sean Penn for this shebang, but don't get ahead of yourselves, okay? There's a lot to break down. Like my mental states. Nick gets dragged to and fro as he tries desperately to unravel his game and probably goes insane.
What is it?
What is it?
The eternal question.
Honey, I'm still asking myself that after 6 rewatches. This movie is like Saw for rich people, which sounds better than it actually is, but I don't want to spoil anything for you. I want to talk about the rules.
I
It's
don't...
frustrating for me if you don't pay attention. I'm here to let you in on a few ground rules.
No utilities get charged for. Only items purchased for the game will be accounted for. If you can fish it out of the trash, it's not an expense, it's foraging. All prices will be calculated in the year depicted on screen. The game came out in 1997, but everything on screen refers to 1996, so we'll go with that. 1996. The year of Nintendo 64. What begat the birth of Mario 64? The Guatemalan Civil War finally came to an end. The band Eels dropped their album Beautiful Freak. And my friend Reed stole my green Power Ranger action figure. Just because he became the white Power Ranger and got a tiger doesn't mean you can steal my Power Ranger, Reed! You have so many toys! You piece of... You know what? I'm not mad. I still own an N64, and the blisters that controller gave me have healed. Did that flashback whiplash trigger your sciatica? Well, pop a Tylenol, Grandpa, because it's time to find out if there's any economic viability to old Nick's game. So, when Connie bought Nick a quick flip certificate, a once-in-a-lifetime shtick that dissolved his grip on what he thought was legit, did it remit his credit to debt? Or will Nick have to blip Connie in the sick, wherein both kids will hit the pick in a penniless miner's trick fix? Let's find out! The movie begins with a series of jigsaw puzzles that were really fun to put together, and they've exploded. Great, thanks. We're fed a series of snippets from a childhood long since past, featuring, wait, is that Charles Martinet? Like from Mario? We'll just scroll to the credits real quick. Oh, yeah, look at that! That's totally Charles Martinet! Wahoo! The birthday we're witnessing is one Nicholas Van Orton. That's Nick, who has just aged very rapidly in front of us. Damn if that ain't how it feels sometimes. Blink and you're 48. Nick's rich, if that great Gatsby childhood didn't clue you in. He's an investment banker guy? Equity guy? He'd love r/Wall Street bets, I bet. Nick oozes diamond hands, rich bitch, name on the building, Redditor vibes.
Honestly, why must I bother?
You don't know about society, Marie. You don't have the satisfaction of avoiding it.
Yeah, this guy's a Redditor.
Oh, happy birthday, sir. Thank you, Maggie.
I don't like her.
Hugely so. Nick's got a lunch date with one Seymour Butts. Wait, Seymour Butts?
Seymour there? Last name, Butts.
Just a sec. Hey, is there a Butts here? Seymour Butts? Hey, everybody! I want to see more Butts!
The Seymour Butts?
Cancel my lunch, make a reservation to City Club for myself and Mr. Butts, my usual deal. Marie, put the reservation under my name.
Good call. Don't want the staff to be starstruck. At lunch, it turns out Seymour Butts is actually Nick's younger brother, Conrad.
Seymour Butts. I'll never get tired of that one.
Connie, that's Connie, is something of a curmudgeon, a fool's livery, a scamp, a scallywag, a possible drug addict for the West Coast inclined.
It's illegal to smoke in restaurants in California. Fuck California.
Haha, I like this guy. But not to worry, Californians, he comes bearing gifts. What do you get the man who has everything? A gift card?
Call that number. Why?
They make your life fun.
Fun.
Having uttered the incantation, Nick inadvertently summoned 2 Dice 6 birthday singers. Oh, and we're not charging for that certificate yet because we don't know what it's worth. We gotta watch the movie. Come on. Back home, Nick has time to ruminate on his emotionally stunted childhood with his big, warm, loving, roof-topping father. Wait, roof-topping father? What the? Nick stops by to chat with Ilsa, that's Ilsa, his housekeeper.
I saw Conrad today.
Did you? How is he?
He's okay. I think he's in one of those personal improvement cults or something.
Uh-huh, like we haven't heard that one before. Inside, Nick treats himself to a burger, a cupcake, and a mega pint of wine before settling in for the nightly news. You know, if you eat dinner too late, you won't be able to properly digest it, and it'll brew inside you, pumping your chest full of heartburn. You know, the kind you get when your ex-wife calls you.
Elizabeth, good evening.
Happy birthday, Nikki.
11:40. You almost missed it this year.
Elizabeth, that's Elizabeth, is Nick's ex-wife. She's happier now with a man who's got emotions, but she still cares enough to wish her first husband happy birthday. And what a birthday this one is. You see, Nick's the same age his dad was when his dad took the green pipe to Bowser's castle.
Be well. Bye.
At work the next day, it looks like CRS has found Nick. Nice display unit. Nick decides today's the day he'll give CRS a go, and...
I received this.
Just a moment.
Ooh. Nick is redirected to Jim. That's Jim, who's a consummate professional.
You mind holding that? Thank you very much.
Jim gets Nick set up for his profiling and testing. Short test, psych eval, physical, no biggie. But Nick's got bigger questions.
What are you selling?
Oh, it's a game.
A game.
Specifically tailored for each participant. It's different every time.
Humor me with specifics.
We provide whatever's lacking.
Neat. Vague, but neat. You can tell Feingold's got Nick locked in because he swaps that pencil for a pen. Once it's in ink, it's in blood. Following a 2-hour exam, including some questions about helping the FBI find us, some flashcards,
Whoops.
and the mind-melting movie from A Clockwork Orange,
Does this thing end?
Nick is finally through the gauntlet. He's survived American standardized testing. Jim comes back in to have him sign just one last thing, no biggie, just an insurance waiver that says Nick acknowledges the game exists and he's a willing participant and a satisfaction guaranteed.
Does that mean if I'm not happy, he doesn't have to pay?
That's never happened. You've never had an unsatisfied customer.
I think you mean dissatisfying.
That's right, you're a left-brain word fetishes.
Have you ever wanted to miss work just to wait in line outside a Dave & Buster's? Because that's how I imagine Nick is feeling right now. Those 2 hours were the best 5 hours Nick's ever spent 8 hours on.
Confused?
Well, with the workday a bust, Nick decides to de-stress with some one-on-one squash at the court before overhearing a couple of hot gym bros chatting about none other than CRS. Nick confronts them at the bar and interrogates them over scotch and a cigar.
Flapjack and a cigarette? All right. Cigar and a waffle? No. Pipe and a crepe? No. Bong and a blintz?
You want to know what it is? What it's all about? John, chapter 9, verse 25.
I haven't been to Sunday school in a long time.
Whereas once I was blind, now I can see.
Great, clarifying. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, lads. Fucking gym bros. The next day at a very terse meeting where Nick's wrapping up the lawsuit against your mom for using up all those yo mama jokes, he gets a call from CRS.
We finished processing your application.
Look, I'm in a meeting right now.
I'm afraid it was rejected.
The look on Nick's face suggests he's not used to being rejected. Well, at least his dad is back from Bowser's castle. Hey, wait a minute. Life-size clown marionette doll? Billy? No, this guy's too fancy. We'll call him Willie. Yeah. And Willie's got a key in his mouth. That's neat. Back in the library with our new guest.
For years. But what does that matter to a bloated millionaire fat cat like you? but dipped again, reacting to reports that Nicholas Van Orton had sneezed.
Wait, did the TV just say Nick's name?
Are you going to spend the rest of the evening prying at that clown's mouth?
Hey, some of us build careers out of prying into clowns' mouths, okay? Or have you forgotten about the respectable work of clown dentists?
Okay, Clintus, assemble!
Look, a good idea is a good idea.
I
It's
don't...
frustrating for me if you don't pay attention.
What is this?
This is your game, Nicholas, and welcome to it.
Oh, so he was accepted. Ha ha! Well, that's good. This movie was going to be real awkward if it was just another hour and a half following Michael Douglas around through various suits he owns. The TV continues to taunt and gaslight Nick, this time switching to a camera view of the Van Orton library. Oh, okay, interesting. They've stuffed a camera inside Willie. You know what? I think there's enough here that we can start charging for things. This is clearly game mode now. We're in it. All right, let's give this a name. Beckoning investigation. Going bonkers over on-air shenanigans. He's already unhinged. Now talk, or Big Boo's haunt, because library, there was a library in that level of... You get it. So a wooden and porcelain semi-life-size clown doll is extravagant and unique. It reminds me of the kind of bespoke toys you'd get from FAO Schwartz if you were obscenely wealthy. In terms of 1996 dollars, it'd be around $450. Best guess. Next up is that key. Cheap and ribbon cheap, but now we have some curious decisions to make regarding our little news broadcast. So there's a couple of ways this could be going. Either they've paid a news anchor to do a private simulcast for Nicholas Van Orton, or they've paid an actor who looks just enough like said news anchor to have a chat with Nick. So I'm gonna go with the latter, and in that same sweep, we're going to establish a price that's going to come up a lot in this bill: paid actors. CRS is going to employ a large number of actors and actresses to harass Nick in the immediate future. As such, those thespians need to get paid if they're gonna do it live. Now, we have to approximate rates for actors of the stage, not the screen, because Nick can't afford to recognize anyone he's talking to. So we're looking at smaller roles, local stage work, local acting gigs, but still talented enough to sell it. The prices we've got are based on weekly wages, and I think that's safe because of the nebulous nature of the game. If Nick decides to spend a week haunting his TV waiting for another personal call out, our newscaster needs to be at the ready at his TV. These performances are fluid. They have to follow Nick where he goes. They can guide him, but you know, you still gotta have some control there. So $400 a week of our newscaster to perform. That's not bad. That's about on par for the era. Next, there's a set to consider. Green screen, lighting, desk, the same suit, same glasses, etc. It's gotta be seamless, right? But we can do rental prices on a lot of this, again, to keep costs down. Likewise, with broadcast equipment, I mean, we're filming here, right? But here's where it gets interesting. How do you broadcast a private signal into someone's house? Well, that's easy. You don't. You patch into their line and interrupt their normal broadcast with your own. How do you do that? Well, you park a van outside that's able to receive the signal from the studio and patch it into the TV. Now, thankfully, we can rent that broadcast van for a week to cut down on costs. Hey. But Willie's spying on Nick. Now, how do you configure that? Well, aha, easy peasy. Inside our clown friend's eye is what's called a lipstick camera, an expensive and discreet filming system, like the one pictured here. All we need to do is bill for a battery and signal relay system, probably like this Wavecom Junior from RF Link that transmitted across the 2.4 gigahertz signal. It's the same as your broad Wi-Fi signal, actually. Also, did you know the government can spy on you with your Wi-Fi signal? This isn't an ad for anything. Just shut up and listen for a second. So they've developed systems that can use your Wi-Fi like radar inside your home and essentially see through walls or roofs. It's interesting that at the same time that this tech was being developed, mesh Wi-Fi became the market standard. Mesh Wi-Fi, for those who don't know, are those multi-hub Wi-Fi systems that bathe your entire home in Wi-Fi signals. So you've got great coverage in every corner. Now, it seems like that would be the best Wi-Fi type for mass surveillance, right? But you know, that's just a theory. A conspiracy theory! Thanks for panicking! Also, if you enjoy these segue rants, subscribe if you're not already. If we hit 100,000 subscribers, I'll get my ears pierced. Hell, I'll film it. Oh, Billy the Puppet taught me. I'll have Billy do it. I have no piercings, so I'm willing to shed blood for the channel. I'll do it. The next day, Nick is excited. He gets to do his favorite activity at work, fire a guy for not meeting the shareholders' expectations. Ha ha. As long as nothing ruins his day.
May I help you?
Ah, stupid fucking CRS Penn. Unless that's by design. Charge for Penn and ignore that man's cries for toilet paper. You should have checked before you went. I'm gonna be real, that scene is weird. Yeah, it's weird. Meanwhile, in Seattle, Nick finally gets a clean shirt so he can look his best while he lays into the children's book publisher about making everyone as much money as possible. Anson, that's Anson, worked with Nick's father, but as Nick puts it,
because you went fishing with my father, I should sit on my hands while you're throwing my money away?
But Nick gets cucked by his briefcase, which refuses to cough up Anson's severance package. It's a bit of an ego blow, but, you know, hopefully Nick takes it well. I think he can take it well. He seems pretty level-headed.
Game over.
Back home, it's dinner time with Connie. You remember Connie. Except you don't remember Connie because he's late. Fashionably late, which means drinks are on Nick. You know what? I'm not even mad. Nick's a dick. Christine, that's Christine, is inclined to agree.
I said I was sorry.
Asshole. Christine, Mr. Van Orton is a valued customer.
I apologized. I offered to help. What do you want me to do?
Clean out your locker.
What?
You heard me.
Christine, you remember Christine, has been fired. Yes, briefly knew her. Looks like Nick finally got to put someone on the street after all. Thank God. Oh, good, the check's here. Wait a minute, waiters don't normally flee the scene of the bill. Quick, to the alley of reconciliation. Down in the alley, Nick's really trying to apologize to Christine.
I am apologizing.
His apology is so bad, it kills a man. I mean, we've all been there. Christine rushes to help, but Nick's convinced he's living in a situation. Did I say situation? Nick's convinced he's living in a simulation. I mean, we're all living through situations, but...
How do we know he's real?
Yeah, is that guy real?
He's pissing his pants, mister. Is that real enough for you?
Oh. Nick flags down some coppers, which is honestly such a bigger hassle than it needs to be.
You have to fill these forms out.
I don't know this man.
Ride with your wife, we'll meet at the hospital.
The hospital?
2 blocks away.
She's not my wife.
I'm not even supposed to be here today!
Nick hops into the Amber Lamps with Christine and confesses. He got passed a note in class, which is admittedly suspicious. I mean, at this point, CRS is what, clown dolls and TV hacks? Where's this going? The two pull up into the hospital and things finally seem to be calming down. Okay, the power went out. Ho ho, ho 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 ho, ho ho ho. Okay, that's all right. Let's give this a name and then we'll rewind, shall we? Help! Anti-capitalist zombies yearn for money. Animosity zones encourage conflict amidst vertical exercises. Or Hazy Maze Cave. So we start in the restaurant. The waiter dropping off the bill can be charged for the day rate of an actor, as can the heart attack man. We can also bill for the cops because ain't no way they were just conveniently nearby to be flagged. Let's also rent out that cop car for a week at $850, typical for car rentals involved in performances and movies at the time. Finally, our ambulance and EMTs will also run us around $800. Now we get to the real meat. We've got a parking garage that has been dressed up to look like an emergency room street side entrance. This facade only needs to be believable from a distance, since the whole thing powers down once Nick's where you need to be. But setup design is still costly, especially when you need temporary murals painted on and signage put up everywhere. So the mock-up facade murals will all cost. Next, we have a cast of around 30 people, give or take, but they're just kind of milling about. They scatter like it's a flash mob, so we can decrease the day rate to $150 each, $4,500 total. Next in the background, we've got a couple more ambulances, a GMC 1989 Vandura G3500, and a Ford 1992 Econoline wheeled coach, both outfitted for their roles. These could be stationary rentals, so we don't have to go too overboard, $450 each. Finally, we can do a lot of rental for the background vehicles in the garage, anything else that's on screen. Some of them might be legitimate employee vehicles, some of them might be rented to fill space. Either way, $1,000 for vehicular set dressing wasn't uncommon for a downtown shot like this at the time. And see, that's why I'm really getting into the game. It's priced like a movie because so much of what we've seen so far is like being in a movie. Nick's surrounded by sets, actors, and it's great. It's very meta because we are watching a movie and we're watching a guy get treated like his reality isn't real like a movie. It's so cool. Nick and Christine are noticeably weirded out, but thankfully, there's an elevator. I said, thankfully, there's an elevator. I said, thankfully, there's a... Oh, right, the CRS key. Right. That makes sense. And it broke. Great. Also, legitimate epilepsy warning because the elevator turned into a fucking blood rave minus the blood. Seriously, epilepsy warning. Seriously, keep your eyes peeled. It's gonna. I'll let you know when it's done. This is the soundbite you'll hear when it's done. I don't know if this elevator is being controlled remotely, but it probably is. Maybe there's like a room upstairs that can do that. We do get a shot of a security room at some point, so it's not impossible that someone in there is controlling said elevator. Nick offers to lift Christine out of the elevator, but apparently she's not wearing any underwear.
I'm not wearing any underwear. Okay, there, I said it.
Epilepsy warning, done. The scene is ended. So, girl, you were just working a shift free ball in it? I don't know what to make of that. TBH. That's nasty. Hey, wait, this is all in the garage beneath the CR. Oh, those cheeky life coaches. Oh, and they've got security. Fuck! The two race back down into the parking garage. Don't know why that wasn't an option before, and just try to look cool once street side. Yeah, look cool, look cool. Of course, that doesn't work, so it's time to duck into an alley and get chased by dogs. I don't know. I think Nick's on autopilot and Christina has drugs on her. She strikes me as the kind of girl. Very Silent Hill. Nick loses a shoe worth more than all of my shoes combined.
It goes $1,000.
Your shoes cost $1,000.
That one did.
Okay, we all need to harass this man. And we're inside an abandoned apartment building with only one option. Ladders! Well, looks like it's snakes, lads. Tuck and roll. That was fun. The two hoof it back to Nick's office where Christine points out that she never told us her name.
You know, you've never even asked me my name.
The maitre d' said your name was Christine.
See, I'm not dumb. I just pay attention to details. Learn people's names. It'll take you far in life. Josh points Hillary towards his office shower, and she casually shows off her red brassiere. So much for going commando, which causes him to call her a cab. So much for getting laid. Once scrubbed, she thanks him for the ride, but has a confession before heading out.
I have a confession to make. Someone gave me $400 to spill drinks on you as a practical joke.
Oh ho ho! An employee after all. The plot thickens. And cool that it's appropriate pay for a non-union day rate speaking role job. How very combini for us. Well, let's slap Christine's bribe and her admittedly underpriced bottle of wine on the bill and toddle off to a brand new day. A brand new day full of identity theft. Again, not an ad read. Nope, this is just Nicky waking up to learn somebody's booked a room in his name at the Nico Hotel. A real hotel you can book right now with today's sponsors, hotel.fuckyou. Still no ad read, bitches! Nah, the only thing worse than an ad read is a script written to feel like it's all segues to ad reads. Yeah, I hear you sighing. Anyway, I call this next segment, Surely narcotics only weaken my admiration. Needless snorting launches angry nose demons. Or Snowman's Land. Right, anyway, Nicky pulls up to Hotel Nico to assess his...
Sorry, my fault.
Rude. To assess his presidential suite, and the staff is welcoming.
Have we met?
I believe so.
Oh, Nicky. Don't you remember last night at all? The staff assure him that Nicky was there last night and have him sign for the bill. Now it's quick, but I paused it right here to see that a night's stay in the presidential suite was, $2,500. Ah, fuck. Nick asks for his key, but they tell him he's already got one, hasn't he? He checks his pocket and sure enough, a key.
How do you know the key?
Yeah, that lobby guy was a reverse pickpocket. A put pocket, if you will. Charge for that man! Upstairs in the suite, there's evidence of a ruckus. A true romp. A mighty bacchanal. We can charge for the wine, the flowers, and the, let's freeze frame here, $2,041.11 of amenities bill.
Kevin! You spent $967 on room service!
We've also got what looks like 80 or so Polaroids scattered across the room, as well as a Polaroid Spectra camera, same model that I own, by the way. Oh, it's a shame they don't make film for these anymore. They were like wide Polaroids, so instead of a square, it was wide. It was wide. Did you know they were wide? Amidst the photos are pictures of, well, a man in his late 40s and a woman in a red brassiere. So let's charge for a couple of models, cause ain't no way Nick slept through this kind of party. Speaking of parties, they've also rented an adult film on the telly, as well as drugs. Oh ho! Bill for an 8-ball, some K, bit of weed, and le peep. Nick, attempting to clean the scene of any evidence, slices his hand on a broken mirror and tries to flush his DNA down the toilet, only succeeding in spreading it around as much as humanly possible. America's corporate leadership right there. The whole economy rests on the shoulders of men like Nick. Sufficiently triggered by this reprehensible imagery of relaxation, Nicky drives away, late to a meeting. Not an AA meeting, which he might need. No, a meeting with Bear. You remember Bear. Or do you? Have you forgotten? I almost did. But I remembered you and it all came back to me. Isn't that nice? Oh, Nick's being followed by someone, by the way. Pulling into an alley for a classic alley-oop. Nick gets the jump on what looks to be a private detective.
Why are you following me?
What are you talking about? I'm not following you, I'm just driving it.
Well, he's not a very good private detective, since Nick also grabs his gun. Nick's convinced that Bear, who also went by Anson, is in on the game. He is the game. The whole thing is Anson Bear. And he's framing Nick to make him look like a fool. Nick then foolishly shoots the PI's front tire with a gun. Cool. Opting to keep the gun on him, sure, he races off to his meeting with Bear, where he throws pornography at him. It's super effective. He took the severance package.
I signed the termination contract for Bear Grant. I accepted your settlement, Nicholas. You were right. I'm going sailing, sailing.
Oh, he already took the severance. Oh, okay. Well, he took the shotgun blast of nudes pretty well, too. Man, that must have been a good severance package. Shit. Back at Nick's office, his lawyer, Sam, that's Sam, is confused.
How concerned should I be?
You know, Sam, I'm no lawyer. I did a little bit of pre-law, but I'd be worried. But Nick assures him that this game thing that he got roped into, and it's all just a big fucking thing, and pulls out the waiver they sent him home with, except it's blank. Now that's tricky. You wanna know how that works? Because you too can create disappearing legal waivers. You just need the ink in one of these pens that are actually used for marking fabric. See, the ink oxidizes and vanishes after a few days, depending on concentration. It could be a few hours, a few days, up to a week. In Nick's case, it's been a couple days, and that paper is blanc. But that's not all that's in Nick's desk. No. An envelope with a smiley face contains a brass and wood handle of some sort. Maybe it's another key. Well, whatever it is, it's going on the bill. After a hard day at work firing people for not making enough money, Nick finally heads home to discover his light switches have been replaced with electrical hazards. Inside, Nick is treated to what can only be described as an extreme home makeover from that UV gang in Batman Forever. Party's just getting started. I love those guys. I'll call this night. Really? Another invasion? Neon boobs, oily wastes, rental interiors destroy evidence, or rainbow ride. Ride, baby, ride. So all of this, it's later revealed, is an oil-based marine marking solution that is apparently illegal in the United States. While I'm not certain about that legality thing, there are UV-reactive oil-based marine paints, and they are expensive. But you're meant to cut them with other paints to spread out their usage, so yeah, you can kind of balance it out. We've also got UV lights, like a lot of UV lights. I counted 30 of these lights, as well as some scaffolding. I imagine some CRS crone powered all of this on when Nick walked inside, piped into the house's stereo system, and just let it ride. In the library, Nicky discovers some files regarding his father's transformation into dry bones, and he takes it well. Downstairs, Nick calls the cops, but dispatch is kind of weird.
Are you sure they're gone?
What?
Are you sure there's not still someone somewhere in the house?
Oh, wow. I think they might have actually scared Michael Douglas there. That sure as shit scared me. What the fuck, Connie? Yeah, apparently Connie, you remember Connie, is freaking out. CRS, says Connie, is a con. They've taken all his money and then some. And he figured, hey, why not? I'll just throw my brother into the bus to get CRS off my back. Do you think it worked? I highly doubt it. Nick tries to call for help, but he can't get a signal. You know, this is the second time Nicky's been unable to get cell signal. The first time was in an elevator with Christine. Okay, that's fine. But here in the middle of the street? I'm beginning to suspect there's a localized cell jammer at play here. I mean, I wouldn't put it past CRS. Charge for a cell jammer. Them bitches pricey. And illegal. But we're kind of past legality with CRS, huh? Connie locates Nick's massive key collection in the glove box, and being a sufferer of claustrophobia, he runs away. He pauses on some stairs to tell Nicky that he's not their real dad.
Lower your voice, Conrad! What, you're afraid somebody's gonna witness a scene? Get back in your fucking house! Will you stop it?
Calling the cops.
And then runs away again.
Conrad!
Just then, Nicky gets a phone call. Several phone calls, actually. Picking up the calls, it's...
Nobody asked you to have a choice!
Wow, that's pretty fucked up. It's playing back the argument that he just had with his brother. CRS has been listening this whole time. Charge for a field recorder, and probably a cassette in there too. Thoroughly resigned to have no clue how to change a tire, Nicky hails a cab and just wants to go home, man. The luxury of reliable taxis. Brought to you by this scene's sponsor, California Regal Sedans. Oh hey, I think I remember this mission from Crazy Taxi. Yeah. Suddenly, Nicky's knob and crank make perfect sense. It's a window roller! A window handle! What the fuck did we call these things? Editor, put it on screen. Did I get it right? Look, windows used to be hand cranked, and that's why my forearm is so strong. Just that's the reason. Nick escapes, as he is wont to do, and we're left to reconcile the fact that, yeah, CRS is probably trying to kill him. It's a shame we lost another 1990 Ford Probe to the San Francisco Bay. The next day, Nicky is, well, pissed. And understandably so. He grabs his lawyer and some police officers, and together they raid the shit out of CRS's offices. It's curious that their big logo in the lobby is missing, as is the rest of the office. Wait, the offices are stripped bare. So the entire office was part of the game, which means, oh god, we gotta rewind so much. Okay, but first a title. Yes. Terrifying altitudes. Leave lonely tasks at the lobby. Let's make our uncertain night terrific. Also, I need those TPA reports. That would be great. Or Tall Mountain, because it's an office building. You get it. Okay, let's price out that lobby stand. It had originally looked like stone, but now I'm thinking it's probably a lot of vinyl wraps, plywood, and lights. It's very flashy. As for the offices themselves, I'm going to divide each area into two categories: functional and dressing. The reception area housed a reception desk, a computer at that desk, security monitors, at least one phone, a printer, and a couple of security cameras. The dressing includes several premium chairs for seating, some corporate signage on the front, some magazines and newspapers, some art on the walls. Moving on to the offices. We only ever get to see one clearly. That's Jim's office. Executive desk, executive chair, visiting chairs, all very nice. But we need to talk about that computer. That is an Apple Vision 1710 AV monitor, which came attached to a Power Macintosh 8500-120. You can tell because of the chin, and because those two were paired together in 1996. And there's quite a few in this office that we can see. That's a costly prop, but it is functional, so I'm of the mind that this office did serve a function right up until Nicky showed back up. Maybe they recycle some of these materials from older games, who can say? We've got another phone, we got some lamps, we got pens, we got office supplies, you get it. Only this office really needs to be fleshed out, since it's the room that Nicky is seated in, but we don't need to dress up any other rooms. I mean, okay, so take a look at this scene right here. Now, if you look past Jim, you'll notice a row of empty offices. There's a few other computers set up on desks, but there's only framework for walls. There are people milling about, but they're not actually doing anything. And the further back you look, the less there really is. I mean, this office is dressed to look like an office on camera, and we're led to believe that they're only just getting set up. So a lot of this budget is money spent on sets that are film sets because they are. Again, Nicky is in a movie without the cameras. Anyway, dressing includes filing cabinets, shelving, stationery, binders, wall decor, and lots of paperwork. The next room Nicky spends most of his time in is the examination room, and it's a lot of stuff. And it's not all all fake. Nicky really is hooked up to an EKG and EEG. He really is running on a treadmill. Those monitors are also real. I couldn't identify everything, but contemporary prices we can approximate. Now, our final room is the theater room, which he's made to watch that weird movie and input responses into a machine. We'll just put down everything here and here, because I'm sure it's enough stuff to spread across 2 pages. Ugh. And now, the real flesh and blood of this operation, which is to say the flesh and blood. 30 actors, of which 4 or so have speaking roles. That's an impressive cast, and it sells it. Finally, all the aluminum framework walls and what could be plexiglass windows, the blinds, the ceiling tiles, the lights, everything that makes this feel like an office runs an extra 25 grand. You see, I believe they built this office to reflect Nicky's expectations of what an office should be, a modern operation. And that means it is a bespoke aspect of his game. And since CRS itself is part of the chase, we can also bill for the security that Nicky encountered when he tried to escape the building earlier. Okay, is that everything? I think that's everything. Okay, I know it's a lot to sweep through because fucking A, they built a whole goddamn office, but I think that covers that. Okay, so let's see what kind of charges we can levy against CRS.
Malicious mischief, vandalism, harassment, but that's all.
Illegal surveillance, reckless endangerment,
Attempted murder.
Except you said you hired these guys.
Yeah, that's not how the law works. You can't get someone to waive their rights in order to perform something inherently illegal. You also can't have someone sign a waiver that is a misrepresentation or hide something in the fine print, which the waiver was written in disappearing ink. Ugh, this is why I want to do my thumb on the scale series, but like the research load for legal stuff like that, hugely huge. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was pre-law in grad school, but man, groceries are expensive and, you know, sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. But it's still something I want to do. At the very least, I can tell you right now, CRS is not operating legally. The permits and oh god. Well, with the law being a bit of a curmudgeon, Nicky pulls his ace in the hole. Christine! You remember Christine? Our little investment banker tracked down her address and has decided to catch up with her to find out more about CRS. I mean, they did hire her, after all. Ooh, a cable truck. It's a bit late to get your cable fixed, but I appreciate the effort. Comcast would fucking never. Christine's roommate Amy, that's Amy, greets him, and Nicky heads upstairs to Christine's place. Nicky asks if Christine has ever been in a Polaroid nudie shoot. She declines, and goes to get him an aspirin because homie be stressin', yo. While she's gone, we can get a nicer look at her place. It's quaint, I like it. It's got that antique aesthetic that was popular in the 90s, which is also known as being poor, but yeah, it's fine. Although, girl must not be too poor because she just bought that lamp.
It's brand new.
Nicky smells something fishy, and it's not the burning price tag on the lamp. It's the fact that the water is off, and the fridge is empty, and the books are fake, and the drawers are empty, and that photo of Christine at communion, well, curious.
Is this you?
Oh, yeah, that's First Communion.
Show it to me.
What's wrong?
Take the picture out of the frame and show it to me.
They're watching.
Evidently, Christine's held captive just as much as Nicky is. They've bugged her apartment and replaced all her worldly possessions with, props. So, charge for that. And apparently there's a lipstick camera in the smoke detector.
Who do you think you are? Come out of there!
Oh, and those cable guys aren't cable guys. They're a hit squad. Okay, so let's see here. We've got a 1994 Dodge Ram van, used but recently new. It's been slathered in decals and dressing to appear like a cable van, but instead of bringing the TV, they're bringing the violence. We've got 5 guys armed, and that means they're paid, and they're all armed with H&K MP5Ks, a very popular I'm a bad guy weapon. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, maybe they're shooting blanks.
Get away from the window.
Time to go.
Well, blanks don't do that. Nicky and Christine totter out off the back, dodging bullets and swinging their tootsies into Nick's car, making a less than clean getaway. That windshield is a bit fucked up, bud. But there's no time for that because Nicky has to kick Christine out of the car because he can't trust her. But she has knowledge, so whatever. He kicks her back into the car. And the two drive away to Nick's secret cabin while Christine explains just what CRS does. Apparently she's done this before. Jim, you remember Jim, is a hacker, I guess, and he's probably already emptied Nick's bank accounts.
When?
You took their test, handwriting, voice samples, psych info. They used it all to figure out your passwords.
Oh, right. Okay, so apparently CRS is a giant money-stealing scheme wherein high-profile targets are identified, isolated, and robbed. Well, that is some Ocean's 11 shit if I've ever seen it. Nick calls his Swiss bank to check on his accounts overseas and, well, it's not great.
The balance? That's impossible.
They already got it, Nicholas. They got everything.
Damn, Nick, how much did they take?
This is pension plans, payrolls. This is $600 million.
Oh, that's not too bad. I mean, you can bounce back from $600 million? Holy shit! Nick, I don't know if you taught your hat tricks, but it's time to flip that lid, my dude. Okay, let's calm down. His lawyer is calling. Says the money's not gone. What?
Nicholas, your funds are intact. Nothing's been touched.
Who is it?
My attorney says that nothing is missing.
He's in on it.
Yeah, let's not trust our lifelong lawyer and instead trust the blonde. I mean, who do we trust? Do we trust Face? Do we trust Christine? Why is she warbly? Oh, the honeypot done honeyed, huh? Yeah. Okay, well, charge for Rohypnol, which, like, in the 90s was depressingly $1 per dose, because you could just get that from Mexico. And the movie ends, fading into Part 2, Mexican Graveyard Boogaloo! You can tell we're in Mexico because the movie is yellow now. Yes, Mexico. Everybody's favorite Mexico. Nick wakes up in a crypt in Mexico. In a different suit? Okay, charge for being driven to Mexico in a different suit. Also, I think they beat the shit out of him while he was asleep. That's funny. Get fucked. And since we're in Mexico now, we can call everything leading up to this She Hurt Investments. Fiscal terrorist, interstate negotiations, guarded securities, all not. Damn lady absconded, near death. Or shifting sand land because it's Man, you love to see a pile of burning tires in a graveyard. Very cool. The fumes from the burning rubber give Nick an idea. He's a white male American. He could just go to the American embassy and ask to go home. Duh. Ah, damn, that used to work. Well, have you tried asking the locals for help?
I don't speak Spanish.
Well, whose fault is that, Nicky? You come to their country, you fucking tourist, and you don't even bother to learn gracias.
And teaching how to say quiero Taco Bell. Thanks a lot, Rico Suave. Grazie.
Or hola.
Hola.
Or quesadilla.
Knock it off, Napoleon. Make yourself a dang quesadilla.
Can't change a tire, can't speak Spanish. Who are you, dude? The not very consoling consulate cuck offers some advice.
A man with a watch like that doesn't necessarily have a passport problem.
Implying that Nicky should sell his father's watch.
Delivering to your infant father his dad's gold watch. This watch.
And use the money to get a taco and coyote himself back across the US border. Which he does, like, really easily. And we catch back up with Nick once he's made it to a truck stop diner in need of assistance.
Got $18.78 for a ride to San Francisco.
Damn, that must have been one very expensive taco. Against his better judgment, Nick climbs into the cab of an ice cream man's truck and is dropped off in sunny San Francisco, just in time for another day to pass as he walks home. And his house is up for auction because it's been sold. Being sold? Selling? Well, at least the water is still on. Yeah, get in there. Yeah, nice. Feeling refreshed, Nick climbs what's left of his library to grab his favorite book, To Kill a Mockingbird, which is honestly a pretty great title for everything that's been going down. Nick's first stop is to check in at the Niku Hotel in search of Conrad, but he's not there. The staff tell me he had some kind of mental breakdown. Oh no. And it's not addressed on screen, but that business card looks like it's a mental health facility with the initials CRS, so I think Conrad is dead. Yeah, that sucked. I like that guy. It was funny.
Get back in your fucking house!
Nick, full of life and fear, goes to the only person he can trust anymore. No, not his lawyer who has never steered him wrong. Obviously not. His ex-wife, who compared his birthday to his father's suicide. Duh! Spying on her as she wishes her new husband a good day at work, Nick surprises her and asks if they can go to lunch. But he's a little broke right now, so he'll just have the water.
This bottle
is open. Who opened this bottle?
Yeah, I opened it.
I don't want an open bottle. I want an unopened bottle, and I don't want ice in my glass. I want just a glass. Please.
Great, Nick, you're really good at this talking to people thing. Nick needs to borrow his ex-wife's car, but first he needs to yell at the TV. Oh, hey, that's Jim! You remember Jim. He's a doctor now.
Bastards.
Photography. For nearly a decade, doctors have been prescribing.
How did you find me here?
So if you trust your doctor, trust Taggart.
He's an actor on television.
Yes, Nicky, good. And this is a chair, and that's your ex. And there's a phone book.
Could I borrow your yellow pages?
He took the phone book. Doing some sleuthing that would probably make Batman proud.
I am extremely fragile right now.
Nick hunts down the Chinese restaurant that Jim ordered food from. Borrowing that headshot of Jim,
Hey, why are you taking my picture?
Nicky identifies Jim's agency and calls to book a shooting. Ugh, if only they could give him his exact location at this moment right now.
Took the kids to the zoo.
The zoo. It's very sweet. Which zoo?
The one with the white tiger.
No amount of VPN sponsorships will save you from human error. Oh, time to kill Jim. Jim, you remember Jim, is at the zoo with his kids, where there are several tigers in way too small of cages. What the hell, San Francisco? This is deplorable. Who would want to look at this?
Hey, nobody gets a big picture. Hey, Tammy, Alex, cut it out.
Oh, those kids deserve to get mauled. Nick is looking for CRS. You remember CRS, but the offices are empty, except they aren't empty.
Look. They own the whole building.
Are they what now? They own the whole building? Did they buy the building to trap Nick? Can you just buy a building? How much is the CRS building worth in the 90s? Huh. Well, to figure that out, we need to go back a ways. You see, while most of this film was shot in San Francisco, certain scenes were carted down to Los Angeles, including a lot of interior shots. Interior shots, much like the scenes shot inside the CRS building, which, as it turns out, is a real complex in downtown LA. The Los Angeles Center Studios was constructed originally as the Union Oil Center, headquarters of Union Oil from 1958 until the building was sold in 1996. 1996, remember that? It was a little tricky to track down, but the building and the plot was sold for around $8 million to the company that would turn the entire complex into film studios. Fitting when you think about it. But now we have to ask ourselves a very important question. If the building was purchased in 1996, the year that the game takes place, and in the plot of the game it's revealed that a company has apparently stolen $600 million from Nicky, and that company owns the entirety of said building, did CRS purchase the building with the intention of trapping Nicky in a game in which they would rob him? Well, let's consider. CRS has just opened an office in San Francisco, supposedly. Conrad participated at their London branch, supposedly. And if the goal is to steal Nicky's $600 million, an $8 million down payment doesn't seem all that big. Plus, it would allow them a new base of operations to run their schemes again and again and again. Now, what I'm really asking here is, could the game have truly been run without the building? It is the location of several events in the game thus far, and integral to selling the illusion to Nicky in order to get him to hand over his information. Res ipsa loquitur tabula in naufragio, we are left with but one option. We must build the building. It is fiscally sound, it is historically accurate, and it is integral to the plot. Jesus. Well, Nicky, upon learning that CRS owns the whole building, decides to storm the castle with Jim as a hostage. Jim makes a great hostage, by the way. Good for him. Okay, Nicky, we need a clear head to do this, so what's the plan?
You won't get your money back. I don't care about money. I'm pulling back the curtain. I want to meet the wizard.
This man's bringing a gun to a wizard fight.
Would you like to see a flash of fire faster than the speed of sound itself?
Boy, would we? That would be so cool.
Right, well, Nicky has Jim pull into the garage and immediately disarms the guard.
He's with me.
Wow, and just handcuffs him in the elevator. That was almost too easy, especially with all that security watching. Jim takes Nicky up to billing, which is now servicing as a cafeteria, and oh, okay, wow, it's everyone. Wow, it's everyone. Okay, the hotel staff, the pickpocket, Amy, the roommate, the cops? firemen, police. Wait, so, oh my God, every 911 call that Nick has made was intercepted. So, okay, so that would be best achieved if they cloned his phone, right? Okay, and we talked about this during our analysis of the first Scream film. Cloning a cell phone allows you to spoof calls on the network, but you can also intercept calls and redirect them. But before Nick can really think about the implications of that, he's approaching Christine, confronting her.
It's gonna be a surprise.
Oh, fuck.
You're gonna come with me.
But apparently security was watching because armed guards rush into the room ready to take Nick down. So ready that they just started blasting, killing, oh no, they killed Jim. Oh no, Jim. Oh, Jim. Oh, he had kids, man. They were shitty kids, but he had them, you know. Oh, bye, Jim. Nick races to the roof with Christine, demanding answers. She resists, but then suddenly something changes.
Who's behind this? Who did this to me? Why?
What do you mean, why?
Who is responsible for this?
You
You get your boss up here. You tell him I'm gonna shoot somebody.
Oh my God, call Nicholas. They won't do it.
Yes, they will. You get somebody up here, because I'm gonna kill you.
Wait a minute, where'd you get that?
What?
That gun, that's not an automatic.
Christine is terrified. Her demeanor has changed. Something about Nick's gun alarms her, concerns her. She begins to babble, but is any of it real?
It's part of your game.
Don't you start with me now! Don't you fucking start with me!
I'm telling you the truth now. This is all the game.
Bullshit, all right? Bullshit. I know what happened to that guy. They shot that guy flying goldfish and then they killed him.
Think about it. What'd you see?
I saw them kill him!
You know, what did you really see this whole time? Special effects, squibs, like in the movies.
Christine says that this is all part of the game, but Nick won't hear it. He's too far gone. None of this can be fake because it has to be real. What he's seen and felt and experienced is all real, isn't it? Christine tells him his brother is waiting behind that door. It's his birthday. This is his gift. Nick panics, the cortisol frothing inside of him.
There was always a safety net. The taxi, there was a diver, my house. They just shot at us with blanks.
A saw begins to slice through the door. Nick isn't listening anymore. His eyes are wild. The door opens and he fires. The champagne pops. Conrad stumbles and falls. Jim, you remember Jim, is stunned and alive. So this was all part of the game, but oh God, Conrad. Nick loses his grip on his gun and what's left of his sanity as Conrad's bleeding out on the roof. He can't handle the grief. He's stumbling to the edge. Like his father, his gaze finds the horizon and the emptiness below. Nick steps into the unknown. He falls. He's approaching terminal velocity. Visions flash before his eyes. It's his father, Mario. Why, he's giving Nick a power star. He'll survive the fall. He's gonna survive the fall! Nick crashes through the ceiling, but thanks to his father's power star, he survives intact. Also, there's a crash pad waiting for him, which, hey, what the fuck?
Mr. Van Orton, don't open your eyes. Just break away glass, but it can still cut you.
The EMTs and CRS agents help Nick to his feet. Everybody's applauding. Conrad, alive, rushes to meet his brother. And you know what? Pause the movie real quick, because the implications here require us to wind. Okay. So if this is all a game, we need to go all the way back and bill a lot of stuff. And I think that starts with the PI that Nick was followed by at the beginning of the movie. All right, let's go. The alleyway exchange included the PI as a paid actor, a Smith & Wesson Model 15 filled with blanks, and a rented car that's about to have its tire blown out remotely. Bang. Which brings us to Nick's blowout a night or two later. Bang. Followed by a lengthy shootout at Christine's apartment. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, so Christine's apartment shootout, as well as those tires, are not in fact shootouts so much as squib outs. These sort of impact squibs that fire off cost around $70 each to perform safely. They're little capsules of black powder and it's a shaped charge and they go pow, they pop out. And I have to emphasize safely because safety was key here. I counted 30 in the ceiling, 20 among the walls, 15 to blow out the door, 25 that sparked and popped as they ran away, and 15 triggering on the car. Now, those windows didn't shatter like they were hit by bullets, but they did impact as though they were hit by something, and that's where rubber bullets come into play. These suckers are dense enough to cause some serious damage when necessary, and could absolutely fuck up a car cosmetically. So, we've got those. Now we need to bill for Mexico, which includes our consulate employee, our truck driver, our entire Baskin-Robbins truck rental. My God, was the ice cream ever even real? The foreclosure notice, the lock, the chain? They swapped his Mockingbird gun for blanks, a great double entendre there, then shot an entire commercial with Jim, you remember Jim, and used the broadcast truck to project it onto the TV, which, you know, thankfully that was already rented out at Nick's house, so they've still got that within the time frame. Now we need Jim's headshot on the wall of a Chinese restaurant. I'm not sure if they paid the restaurant, but honestly, they felt pretty authentic, so I'm gonna say no. In the basement of CRS, we encounter those security guards in uniform with walkie-talkies. Garage guard had a Beretta 92 FS, likely unloaded and just rented for that outfit. Okay, now we've got the security that bum rushed the cafeteria for that shootout with an IMI Uzi and Mossberg 500 shotgun, both loaded with blanks. The room our cast gets billed here, the whole room of our cast gets built here because fuck. And you know what? Put Christine's laptop on the bill too. Fuck it. Fuck her. That's a PowerBook Duo 2300C Power PC. It was really expensive for the time, and it was one generation from being obsolete. The cafeteria shootout featured 4 blood squibs and 30 impact charges where Jim died. Sorry, Jim. On the roof, things get interesting once again where Connie, you remember Connie, gets shot. So we've got a bottle of cheap champagne with a squib inside of it to pop like it's hot, 2 bloodied squibs on Conrad, front and back, and an interesting bit of special effects tech that had actually only just come onto the scene is a latex body chest piece that could bleed from an activated squib. That way you can like pop the shirt and you can show the blood. Here's the patent for it actually. Yeah, I found the patent. It's neat, right? Yeah. Add the rest of the blanks in Nick's gun, and it's time to take a dive through breakaway ceiling, onto a crash pad, into the middle of a very, very big fancy dinner party. We have wrapped around completely to Conrad's I was drugged and left for dead in Mexico, and all I got was this dumb shirt. And you know what? You can pick up your own dumb shirts at our shop, linked down below, or in the corner of the screen. And now it's also time to talk about that little line that Christine threw at Nikki on the roof.
There was always a safety net.
The safety net. You see, Nikki's game can be imagined in 3 stages. The inner circle, which is everything that touches Nikki directly. The middle circle, which is everything that unfolds as he gets closer to the story. And the outer circle, which is the safety net. This safety net is a team of people following him 24/7 for the past 2 weeks, ensuring that while he feels like he's in danger, he's never actually in real danger. Think of it kind of like Bear Grylls when he goes off the grid. There's always a team there to make sure they can pull him out if things actually get real. So you've got EMTs, you've got firearm specialists, everyone and anyone who can disarm and control the situation as it exists around him. They're in contact with his friends, certain colleagues, his family, everyone. They will watch him lose his mind, and they will watch him think he's done deplorable things from a safe distance. The safety net is difficult to gauge in price. The best I can do is pull some estimates based on film production schedules for big budget thrillers like this. And it's not cheap. I mean, it already wasn't cheap, with mobile surveillance of this scale operating 24/7, a fixed central surveillance hub operating 24/7, medical standby operating 24/7, and engineers setting up all of these elaborate sets safely, quietly, securely 24/7. We're looking at $75,000 a day for 10 days approximately. Now, these numbers are rough, understand, but they represent what we're billing here. These are teams of people. They need to be housed, they need to be fed, they need their own insurance coverage. I mean, I've said it before, but essentially, they made a movie around Nicholas. And when you consider that the budget for the game, the movie, was $70 million, you know, not bad, not bad. Oh, but, God, what do we call this giant fall from lies? Okay. Brace. Only windows separate equal realities. Or Bowser, the final boss. CRS and their insane shenanigans. I mean, this whole thing. They made a movie about Nikki's life and death and rebirth. I wouldn't be surprised if they edited the footage into a VHS tape that he could just keep as a souvenir. But you know what? He's taken it really, really well. And, you know, it's a pretty good party, too, which is nice because the bill is... Nikki says hi to Anson and his lawyer, Sam, who seemingly was the only person left out of the loop, gee, I wonder why, before meeting back up with Conrad, who is looking over something.
What's this? This is the bill.
Yeah, that little something is the bill. Now, I did a little bit of sleuthing, and while I couldn't make out the number clearly, I can tell you it is either 6 or 7 figures. It's hard to say, it's pretty crushed, and I don't have like the film here with me, but needless to say, Nikki seems pretty shocked by the tab, so I guess it's a good thing that they're splitting it. The party winds down. Nikki saying hi, but he's actually curious about someone. Christine. He races outside to catch her as she's headed out to another gig, this time in Australia.
Catching a plane or?
Yeah, we have a gig starting next week in Australia.
Apparently 2 film students need some inspiration on how to appreciate life. Nick hesitates, considering going with her, at least to the airport, but would it be real? Does the adventure truly end? I mean, Nikki might have won, but to you, to me, to all of us, we just lost the game.
Get back in your fucking house!
I apologize for nothing. So, can Nikki and Connie afford literally anything that isn't just going to therapy? Or do they bankrupt themselves by role-playing as their worst selves? Let's find out! In total, Nick's game cost approximately $9,274,590.65 in 1996. Adjusting for inflation, that's around $19,809,615.31 in 2026. I'm gonna be real, inflation is kinda getting out of control, y'all. With that kind of money, you could buy yourself 1 million seasoned steak and avocado combos from Subway, individually priced at $19.46 each. Should you? No. Could you? Sure. Will you? Maybe. I don't control your spending habits. There's probably better sandwiches out there, and you can definitely go buy one of our shirts. It's way cheaper than that. Well, it's cheaper than $19 million anyway. Gauging the cheapest and most expensive levels in the game is tricky, considering all the back and forth that we had to do, but I'm gonna say the cheapest was probably Rainbow Ride at somewhere around $13,432.95, approximately $28,691.46 in 2026. However, Nikki's most expensive level was definitely Bowser at $257,307, or $549,582.50, adjusting for inflation. Wicked, wicked inflation. And there you have it, the game. Finally, after 2 years of teasing the ever-loving fuck out of you, we've done it. This request is so old, I think 40,000 of you aren't even aware it was requested. But we always fulfill requests, eventually. I want to thank my wife, Annalise, for editing this video because my editing sucks. You can tell because we're redoing the first 3 Saw movies. Re-audits, baby! It's Saw-tacular summer. Woo! Of course, none of this would be possible without you, the viewer, and these viewers who make sure that we can keep doing all these videos. Seriously, everyone who's a member or in the Patreon or just hanging out with me in Discord, celebrate yourselves. You made this happen. Extra special shout out to members of the feet tier. No feet pick with that tier yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. But you will get to experience me saying your internet name for all to hear. Up next is the Saw recounts, script secrets, the Saw-tacular financial special, and so much more. I wouldn't trade this job for anything in the world, and I've been offered some pretty weird jobs, but hanging out with you and Annalise and making you laugh and just think about movies in a different way and think about stuff in a different way and playing games together and just hanging out, man. This is everything I ever wanted. Together we make this happen. Me, her, and you, our strange 60,000-headed robot cat vampire family. Thank you so much. And remember, I'm here to make stuff if you're here to watch.